through Adobe Dreamweaver CS4. In this video we're going to demo how to open up index.html and to understand some basic HTML elements on a page, how to customize them and how to add your own content. We won't be playing with the style sheet that we made last lesson, but we will be actually adding some content. Lesson 4 we'll be actually starting to customize a few things, and we'll be learning about the CSS box model. So open up index.html that's on the right. You should see that there because you've done the site definition. If you've moved computer or you're on a different machine than where you were last time you were working, again you can just go to manage sites and point Dreamweaver to the directory where you were working. And that's a very important fact. No matter what machine you're on, the site definition, this site definition, is stored on the computer, not on your network drive. So it's something you have to manually do every time you switch computer. Of course, if you're on the same computer, you won't have that problem. Double click on index.html and you can see this code here called lorem ipsum. It's probably worth finding out why lorem ipsum at this point actually is the placeholder text that gets used on lots of programs. There's a very interesting story as to why lorem ipsum is used everywhere. It's actually a piece of Latin text, but I won't spoil the fun of finding out why. So what's on the page? At the moment, you can see what all these elements are by actually highlighting them or just clicking on them. And you can see down the bottom there's a breadcrumb, and right at the right hand side of the breadcrumb is a piece of text saying what that element is. And the last one is the important part in this case. This is a heading 1, H1. If I click on the bit below it, you can see it's actually a paragraph. That's echoed in the little properties window down the bottom that says it's a paragraph. In fact, all of this is one big paragraph. Your English teacher would probably tell you off for writing such a long paragraph, but regardless, that's what it is. This one was a heading 1. Down here, we've got a heading 2. There are many types of heading you can have. You can use headings to lay out your document and make them look attractive, and to add subtitles and so on to your work, whatever it is that you're talking about. And then below that we have another paragraph. If you actually click on the little yellow dotted line box, obviously there's a lot of cross-hatching and so on going on, but the bit that's been selected is this bit on the right. And what it's saying is that you have just selected something that happens to be called, and I'll say it, div hash main content. We'll come on to what dividers are later, but for the moment all you need to do is just simply delete all the lorem ipsum text, making sure you don't actually delete all the page. I just want you to delete the bit that says main content and all that content below it. Don't select the divider and delete all of that, because otherwise you'll end up with no divider to write in. So I'm going to undo that change, just highlighting the text and just deleting all that. So I'm just highlighting it and deleting it. It's still on heading 1 because that was the tag that was written there, and obviously you can change that to whatever your teacher has asked you to do. I'm just going to change it to the word a heading. Obviously that's just what I was going to write. As soon as I press enter or return, it jumps onto paragraph and starts writing a paragraph. In my paragraph I'm just going to write this is a paragraph, if I could write. Obviously with a full stop, and I can press return again and write this is another paragraph. All I did there was press return after I went from here to here, and again you can see these are both paragraphs with the P, and this is a heading. The other information down the bottom here is just saying that the styles are being stored in this document, so if we modify the styles and the font of a paragraph and so on, that's where we have to go to do it, although Dreamweaver allows us to do that with the CSS styles menu. The interesting bit that we've just created is if I just highlight this, I'm going to drop you into code view now just by pressing code, and at this point I'd like you just to take a little look at the 3 lines of code that got added. Or you've got the tag h1 which says a heading, and then there's a /h1 to say that's finished. A paragraph, which is the paragraph I created. Notice there's a /p, and the same occurs on the line below it. So there's 2 paragraphs and a heading 1, and those are the three elements that sat on top of the page. So if I go back to design, you can see those are the 3 elements that have been added there.